Hello guys and girls, and welcome to the GBA Season 8 recap. This is basically the video for where I can talk about what happened this season, what are my opinions about the season, and yeah, to answer your questions as well. A few of you have left a few of them in my last video, which of course was the player round, which we sadly lost. But how this video is going to work, basically there are three parts. First part, right now what you see on screen is the GBA document. This is my team page. So you can see like my games, my mons, how they perform, and all this stuff. I will have three basic segments. First, I'm just going to talk about my draft. So I'm basically the center section of my team page. Then I'm going to talk a little bit about the matches, so the left part. And then I'm going to switch over to the video and actually answer the questions which you guys left. I didn't accidentally already answer them with talking about my draft and the games. So there we go. So yeah, we can basically hop right in and yeah, talking about the draft. Basically, we're talking about each one individually, starting from the top, and we talk about Pure Black. So, Pure Black, I want to try out a bulky dragon. My main choice would have been I wanted to have Mega Charizard X and Tapu Fini. That was my two mon idea. Because since I was last in the draft, I could have drafted core every time, like 2 mons, and Mega Charizard X and Tapu Fini would have been my favorite choice. Didn't expect Charizard X to go in the first round. So, but yeah, but Mono drafted it, so it did go. So that's why I decided Pure Black, another bulky dragon. And yeah, what Pure Black, overall, I think it's a bit, you could see a pattern in my matches. Like the first half of the season, or the first 2/3 of the season, I basically try to use Pure Black as mainly as just an offensive powerhouse. Give it 4 attacks, 3 attack rules, Life Orb, Eldritch Berry. Basically just be offensive, put on the best coverage for the opponent's team, and hit as hard as you can. And then later in the season, I tried to be a bit more bulky approach. I used more of a bulky more, like put more HP and AV, more AVs and HP and defenses and stuff like that, so I can lift hits, I can roost up on them, and still do a good amount of damage even without not much investing, since Pure Black is overall already very strong and very bulky. So I think I basically tried both sides of Pure Black very well this season, or at least I tried them out in each match basically with different success. I can see 8 kills basically in every game I brought it. No, wait, no, and every time I brought it to 12 games, so I brought it to every game but 1. Got 8 kills in total, 8 deaths in total. So for Pure Black, probably not the best stat distribution, I want to say. Pure Black you would expect to do way better, definitely in the kill area. But Pure Black, the one thing it suffers a lot from is the speed. Like 95 speed is good for a wall breaker, but it's not really great as a sweeper. But you put Choice Cup on it, and I don't think I brought Choice Cup ever in this season. So the way I played Pure Black was as a wall breaker, not as a sweeper. That's why it doesn't have that many kills. Basically, it got like 1 or 2 kills in the game, and then it died himself. That's most of the times how Pure Black worked. Try to break some cores. Basically, like I said, not getting a kill with Pure Black is difficult in the game. It's usually your opponent has to sack like 1 mon, then go into another one to revenge kill or something like that. But yeah, overall, I'm happy with Pure Black. I would draft it again, especially now after the season where I used it. Like this was the first season I used Pure Black, and I was happy now that I tried both sides. I think if I would draft it again, I would be more confident on how to use it and what it can do, what cannot do. I would probably use it a similar way, like not mainly as a Scarpa sweeper, mainly as this bulky wall breaker, which I tend to use. But I think now I have a bit more overall view of what all the options Pure Black are, how bulky it actually is, like how bulky it makes sense to make it, and how offensive it makes sense to make it versus which team. So I got a definitely better feel from Black. I wouldn't mind drafting it again. I have the tendency to rather draft different ones each season, but so like probably Pure Black is not going to come next season to the Dawn fan, just because like I said, I like to draft different things, and my first year picks usually are always different each season, barring when I could Franchise Landers Eye, because that was just my way. But yeah, that means I would draft Pure Black again. I wouldn't mind that, but that would mean it would have to drop in later rounds, because usually in the first 2 rounds I decide what I want to focus my draft on, and that would definitely be something different from Black. But if Pure Black is still around and like I got sniped or something like that, then I definitely wouldn't mind to getting that again, or like it's around in later rounds, which would pretty much surprise me. But yeah, talking about the next one is Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini actually being the only one which came to each of my matches. And that is basically how a good testament on how good Tapu Fini is. It doesn't have a lot of recovery, that is a bit annoying, but it has great coverage. The ability is good, I want to say, like Mystic Surge is decent. Definitely the status effect is very nice, but the health dragging effect is like not really useful. Like it very much fails in comparison to like the grass boosting, psychic boosting, and electric boosting types of effects the other trains have. I would very much prefer like have the status effect and then boost fairy types boost by 50%. Then Tapu Fini would have been way more awesome, but yeah, sadly that's not how it works. But Tapu Fini still, Water Fairy is great typing, be it Azumarill, be it Primarina, be it Tapu Fini, it's always a great model. Like I liked Primarina last season, it pretty much surprised me. Tapu Fini, very nice as well, very reliable defogger, very bulky. Like usually you can't have it like fully fist def or fully spit def. Since it's lacking the reliable recovery, it gets worn down quickly. But it got some other nice options. Some options even I didn't even use, like Whirlpool Trapping or something like that. But with Taunt, Defog, Knockoff, Nature's Madness, it's a great mon. I wouldn't, like I said, once again, I wouldn't mind drafting it again. It's the glue for the team basically. So you have like a mon, you have like 5 mons, and you still struggle with mon or 2 mons. You slap just a Tapu Fini with the right investment, right coverage, and boom, there you have it. It's not a mon, you basically look at it first and like, that's gonna destroy the team, but after you start building, it's basically the mon which you end up needing on the team to take care of some other stuff. So like I said, Water Fairy is just great defensive typing. Only adding the bulky water and the bulky variants of the Fairy, which complements the steel weakness of Fairy. Of course, it's still weak to poison, electric, and grass. But it resists just so much. Like bulky waters are very great, and having the Fairy resistance in Dark, Knock, Dark, Bug, and Fighting is nice as well. So overall, Tapu Fini, good mon. Like I said, came to every match, and it died a lot. It died in every mon match because, like I said, it was the glue mon. It was there to basically defog or take out a different mon, and since it lacks reliable recovery, it's pretty much difficult to keep a Fini healthy throughout the whole game. And I think I used it versus Joey. I used it 2 times as 2 times as a Scarfer. So it has some other coverage as well, but of course, I would say defensive support is where it shines the best. Then next up we got Crocodile. Crocodile showed to very few matches, and only 6, that's less than half. I like Crocodile overall. That's actually the first time I think I drafted it. It's a good pursuit trapper, that's why I definitely want that, and it's a good ground type. You always want to have ground type, electric immunity is always nice. But I think I don't use Crocodile too often in too many variants. Like most of the times it was Choice Scarf, and sometimes it was Resist Fairy or like a Sword Vest, something like that. I like Crocodile a lot. The only difficulty with Crocodile, but that's my draft and that's not a fault of Crocodile, is that my rockers are kind of like I don't have that many rockers, and the rockers I have usually want to run other stuff than Stealth Rocks. So most of the time I was forced to run Stealth Rocks on Crocodile, even if it was more an offensive set. Like I brought Choice Scarf Stealth Rocks way too much this season. That was a weakness of my draft, I want to say. I had like 3 Stealth Rocker, or like 2 Stealth Rocker, still 2 Stealth Rocker before I got Mesprit, and then I got 3. And yeah, I think it was a weakness that these are like not monsters you sometimes rather want to have offensive on, but then if you're fully offensive, you're missing out on rocks. And I definitely want rocks on each match. So that was Crocodile, and Cobalion, the one after that, was suffering a bit from. But overall, I liked Crocodile. It's a great choice Scarfer with Demoxy. It's nice with bulky with Intimidate and stuff like that. It has, like I said, I like that it has defensive and offensive options. That is always nice. It's sadly not a mixed attack. It's pure physical. It's great attack step, but Earthquake is always a nice move. Knockoff is a nice move to spam as well. So Crocodile, I'm happy with Crocodile. I like it a lot. And yeah, basically, they're only like since the season was so successful, like rather successful, I want to say. Like, you made a round of playoffs, and there we sadly got a bit of hexing game, which ended up us losing the game. So overall, it was a successful season. So there are not many mons I'm not happy with. We will talk. There are some which I'm not happy with, but we'll come to that later. But yeah, Crocodile is not one of them. And yeah, next up we have Cobalion, which is actually the kill leader of my season, which is pretty, like, I want to say it's pretty weird, because I think I built it at one time with a Sword Stance sweeper set, but I actually planned to sweep with. But somehow it just ended up getting all the kills. It's decently fast. With 108, it's decently it's pretty bulky with like good defense stat. The special attacks has been lacking, but still pretty bulky. And just in the late game, it just ends up taking the hits, speeding the mons, and then kind of getting all the kills. So, funny enough, that's kind of accidentally got the kill leader. I never planned it to be. I was planning like maybe a True Black and Gas, stuff like that, being the kill leader. But yeah, here we go, Cobalion. Like I said, somewhat the same fate kind of as Crocodile, which forcing rocks on it, because only in a few matches I could bring both Crocodile and Cobalion, or Mesprit, that is. Put rocks on one of them, but yeah, that's where Cobalion a bit of time. But of course, Cobalion, I already had used it a lot in the format. I'm a big fan of Cobalion. I like the only problem with Cobalion is that it's gonna be a steel type. And that was the last time I picked Cobalion as well, the problem. The steel type, your steel type is usually a fairy resist. But since Cobalion is fighting in steel, it's not a fairy resist. usually you have like your Fairy Dragon Steel core, you have your Fire Water Grass core, and yeah, the Steel type is usually the mon which deals with the Fairy types on the opposing team. Cobalion Cell, they can't do that, at least not defensively. Of course, you can switch in, go for like Flash Chance, Iron Heads, but Cobalion is not the strongest without setup, so can't really deal with them that way either very nicely. So that's what I think overall the problem with my team was as well. Like my Fairies weren't the best, so maybe like a pure Steel type would have been better for Cobalion, but this Steel types are always difficult because like the top tier Steel types always go so early. You have like Jirachi, Skarmory, Excadrill, Mega Scizor. Regular Scizor I'm not too big of a fan of. If you watch did I recap last season? I don't know, but I'm not really a fan of regular Scizor in draft format. But yeah, these are like maybe I forgot some of the top tier Steel types, but these are like the first things come to mind. And then you go into lower tier Steel types like Cobalion, Bronzong, what else I could see? Empoleon. So yeah, a lot of these go very early. So and the top tier Steel types did go early, and Cobalion was like the best one I looked at when the time was to draft the Steel type, because like I said, I drafted round 4. I usually need to get a Steel type early because otherwise the good ones are left, and you have to draft like something like, I don't know, Bastiodon in the last round or something like that. And I definitely don't want that. So yeah, Cobalion, like I said, not the first time using it. I love it that it can be physical and special. Many people will just prepare for the physical set because that's where it has the good stab in close combat. On the special side, it only has Focus Blast. On the fighting side, of course, it has Flash Cannon as well. But you can run like hidden powers on it. You can have Volt Switch. You can have Calm Mind setup, which I didn't brought this season. I think it has like utility, Thunder Wave, Taunt, Stealth Rock. So Cobalion, always a great pick. The only downside I want to say is you usually don't draft multiple Steel types, so it's not a good Fairy Resist, because it's just not a Fairy Resist in but it's kind of lacking. Next up, we got Mega Manectric. It was Mega Absol before I changed it to Mega Manectric, and I was a big fan of Mega Manectric. Like I said, I think many people underrate it as a Mega in the format, because well, for one, it's of course speedy, it's the electric type, and I always, like when I drafted that set as well, I love electric types which have stab fire coverage, which is not like hidden power fire, like the Manectrics, like the Rotom Heat, stuff like that. I love that because most of the times there are only a few amount of ground types which can reliably keep on checking electric types. Most of the time they have a grass type, which is Spadef, has Synthesis and an Assault and stuff like that, which can deal with the electric type. You know, like Roserade, Tangros, all these Shamans, all these monsters are usually good electric checks, so like the majority of fast electric types, but not for Mega Manectric. With Overheat of Flamethrower, they just does way too much damage to it. And yeah, Intimidate is nice. Intimidate Shuffle is always nice for some utility. And yeah, overall Mega Manectric is a very one-dimensional mon. You can say that. I'm usually more a fan of versatile mons. Mega Manectric is just, it's fast, it has Volt Switch, and then you give it like Flamethrower, Overheat, whatever you need, and then the random hidden power, whatever you need. Most of the time it's Ice, sometimes it's Grass. And yeah, and one time I think I brought Signal Beam, so there you go. Very straightforward one, not too much to talk about, but I'm a fan of Mega Manectric. Like I see, it did decently well with 7 kills and 5 deaths. But yeah, fan of Mega Manectric. Lurantis is one of the mons which surprised me a lot. I'm a big fan of Lurantis. It's a low tier mon, which was just my second choice since I had to downgrade my Shaman. But Lurantis pretty much surprised me, and I definitely wouldn't mind drafting Lurantis again as like a low tier grass type for your Fire Water Grass core. I love being able to run mix, a superpower knockoff. All these shenanigans are nice. As a defog as well. To be fair, having a defog on your team is not as important anymore because just so many mons get defog. It's basically impossible to not draft a mon with defog accidentally on your team while ignoring having a defogger. So, but other than that, without recovering and Synthesis, decently bulky. It's of course very slow. That's the one downside of it. Barring you have to trigger him up, it's not gonna outspeeding and sweeping things. But but if you are a more defensive setup mon with like contrary superpower, you can still sweep teams if you have enough Synthesis left and all that good stuff. So yeah, so Lurantis surprised me a lot. I liked it a lot. It brought a lot to my matches since both Zygardes were in my division. The Zygarde full form on Joy's team and the Zygarde dog, which Joe traded away, but at the beginning of the season it was on my team still, so I had to rely on Lurantis as well, and it did not disappoint. I like Lurantis a lot. Definitely will draft. You won't be surprised if I draft it again next season, because that's like Lurantis is not a mon you plan on bringing out to draft. Just say I want Lurantis. That's like more of happenstance. Like you need still a good grass type in the later rounds, like the prime grass types and like Roserade, Triangle, Shaman are gone. Lurantis is still on the board. You still have your low tier pick left. I wouldn't mind picking Lurantis in a scenario like that again. So, or I won't have my higher picks, leave my higher picks for other mons than like the grass types I just mentioned. In that scenario, I wouldn't mind drafting Lurantis again. I liked it a lot. Then next up, we got Mesprit. Of course, it came late to the season. You all know I love Mesprit. One of my favorite ones to format. It's baby Mew. It can do basically all Mute. It can as well on a smaller scale without reliable recovery, but it gets healing, which is another thing. But I only brought it to get 3 matches because Mesprit is a low tier mon. It fits so many roles. Usually you have a very specific role for Mesprit. It's usually all the roles which Mesprit can fulfill. You already have a mon which can do it better. Mesprit can do it as well, but not as good as another one. So, for example, we need like a defensive mon. Usually my defensive glue one is Tapu Fini because it's better than Mesprit, no doubt about that. If you want to have more offensive mon, you have other mons which are more offensive and stronger than Mesprit. So there are only some key matchups on which you can see Mesprit doing stuff. In my draft, I wanted it as a third Stealth Rock on the team, but then I kind of struggled to put it on the team because I already had Trivial Cobalion on the team and I didn't want to replace anything with Mesprit. Like I said, the jobs they do, they usually do better than Mesprit. Mesprit can do everything, but sadly not as good as most of the mons, so it's only a few matchups where it can bring, but it's a nice mon to have on the team. And most of the times it will surprise your opponent if you bring it. They don't really plan for Mesprit. That's what I noticed in a lot of matchups. They don't really plan, like, nobody really plans for Mesprit. And then you bring like Combined variant, you bring Choice Scarf variant, you bring Choice Specs variant, you bring like a defensive, weird coverage variant. It always pulls it work because it can surprise a lot of people with what it can do. Just because it's so versatile in what it can do. And since it's such a lower tier mon, and usually other mons do the job better on your team, many people overlook Mesprit when they prep for you, and that's why it can, most of the times when you bring it, it can shine even though it's a lower tier mon. But yeah, next up, we got Tornadus Eye. Once again, I drafted this Eye the second time, and I liked it a lot as well. Tailwind came in clutch in a lot of matches. The setup variant versus Geo was so close to 6-0 sweeping his team. I love the options Tornadus have. Sadly, the physical stab, you have to rely on acrobatics, so you have to have no item or an item which get you loose through some way or another. But just having Prankster Tailwind it's just very nice, especially if you're a team like me or a team like mine with Pure Black on the team, which lost or speedy things and still be able to switch up moves. That is just awesome versus mons under Tailwind. So yeah, that's where Tornadus was the best. Speed tier wise, I didn't really need it, I want to say. It's a nice speed tier. I already had Gengar around that, and Cobalion around that. So speed tier wise, 111 is of course very nice. I love Tornadus just as a, like I said, the later, usually I have like all the roles I need. I protect this, I need that, I need that, I draft that in the earlier rounds, and then later rounds I just look at good mons which fit the team and do something that the others can't do. Or just have good coverage, like Tornadus as well. It has great coverage on both sides, it's fast, it has U-turn, it has utility and Tailwind, Taunt, and Defog. And yeah, it's always a mon I wouldn't mind drafting again in the later rounds. Like I said, it's more of a, it's not a mon I would draft like in the first 5 rounds. It's something that I draft in later rounds. So it's still around because it's just a great mon to have. And usually people don't prioritize getting Tornadus Eye in the early rounds. So yeah. Next up, we got Delphox, which of course I am a big fan of. This is not the first time I drafted Delphox, and yeah, it didn't disappoint once again. I am kind of sad I didn't brought the Z Sunny Day set. That's something I want to look forward throughout the season when I made it my Zmon. Delphox is a great budget fire type. Like I said, you have your prime fire types like Heatran, Arcanine, Entei, and I don't know, probably forgot something again. Rotom Heat kind of as well. And yeah, these are like the prime fire types, I want to say. Of course, the Megas, Charizard Y, Charizard X, all this good stuff. Infernape as well. Delphox is a very nice budget fire type. I think it was in tier 4 in us, and for that it's a great mon. It's a great tier 4 mon. It's speedy, it has nice coverage, it has even some nice shenanigan moves you can do, like Switcheroo or Magician stuff, or all these psychic moves. Not Psycho Shift, it doesn't get that. Whatever. Like most psychic types, it gets some nice shenanigan moves which have some weird application in some matchups. And there, Delphox can definitely shine. It has Wish and Will-O-Wisp as well for like support. I brought defensive, special defensive Delphox in a good amount of weeks. Physically offensive, of course, it kind of sucks. Since it's a psychic type as well, in addition to fire type, it clearly can get Pursuit Trap, which is a bit annoying with it. Like I mentioned, the physical bulk of Delphox is kind of not there. But yeah, I was very happy with Delphox. Like I said, I'm a bit sad I couldn't use the full potential of Delphox. I didn't brought it to a lot of matches with a Z move. I would have preferred, or I would have liked bringing it more, let's say like that. I definitely would have preferred that, because then I would have actually brought that. But if the season would have gone on a bit longer, probably Z Sunny Day Delphox was on my checklist. It was a very high contender versus Jolt. But if you watch my team builder with Joel, you know that I prefer the safety of not having to click a move to actually outspeed his mons, and shows the choice scarf over that. Next up, we got Garbodor. And Garbodor is a tier 5 mon. It was my tier 5 mon. It's a mon which has tier 5 mons. If it comes once, it was worth it. It came once with its chimp. It did its job well. It dealt with the Tabulu, got up hazards. All of you would like with Garbodor. And usually what I like to do with my tier 5 mons is just mons which have a very specific role. Like, they of course are great tier 5 mons. Like a Rotom Spook is a very good tier 5 mon, which of course doesn't come to a lot of matches, but can still do a lot of work. Being a fast attack type, has so many immunities, resistances, and stuff like that. Willow with Pain Spit utility. Garbodor was the same. It basically, it just gave me hazards, Toxic Spikes. It didn't have that before. It gave me that. Gave me the options. The opponent has to be scared of like hazard stack with him. But of course, Garbodor not being in comparison the greatest mon to the higher tier mons. That's just how tiers work. But yeah, I'm happy with Garbodor. Only brought it once, and that it performed. I don't know if I would draft it again. Like I said, it's a tier 5 mon. It's kinda, you look at the end of the draft, what's still left in tier 5, what fits your team, and boom, there's Garbodor. If I would have gotten Roserade, which I would have loved to get over Shaman, then I probably wouldn't have Garbodor in the last round, because I already had Spike, I had already the Poison type. Probably would have gotten something else than Garbodor, but since I didn't got that, I ended up getting Shaman, which I ended up dropping for Lurantis as well. Garbodor was the best fit, and yeah, like I said, it wasn't overwhelming, it wasn't underwhelming. In the match I brought it, it did what it had to do, and yeah, that's basically all you can expect from your tier 5 mon. You're not gonna look at your tier 5 mon looking at you. You are gonna be the MVP of my season. So, yeah, didn't expect much from Garbodor. It did disappoint, so I'm gonna say, it's okay, it's good, it's decent. I'm happy with Garbodor. Not too disappointing, but yeah, now we can talk about Gengar, and I don't like Gengar. I want to try it out, and I'm disappointed in what Gengar can do. It's underwhelming to say the least. It's pretty strong. I don't know if I just sucked using it, but I don't like Gengar. I'm not going to draft it again. It was an experiment. It failed. It's just, every time you bring it, you have to fear the pursuit trap because it's just so bulky, and you want to bring as choice scarf to sweep teams, but then the opponent has a steel type or normal type, you can spam Shadow Ball, Sludge versus that. You want to bring a choiceless variant, you have the same problem. Then you want to bring a substitute variant to dodge Sucker Punch or something like that, and then you miss out on specific coverage. And yeah, in theory, Gengar is a good mon. It's not a good spin blocker since it's just so frail. Like, you block the spin and then you die to like EQ, something like that, since it lost that immunity from Levitate. Curse Body can be fun, it came into play in some of my matches, but I think Levitate was better on Gengar. So yeah, Gengar, would have preferred another tier 2 mon. It was an experiment I wanted to try out, and yeah, it failed. What can you do? Probably would have preferred something like Nidoqueen there, would have been great as like a Stealth Rocker, another Elect Immunity, better Fairy Resist. And yeah, and again, Gengar, want to try it out. Trying out new stuff is always one of my things I want to do in seasons. I don't like drafting the same ones over and over again. But yeah, like I said, Gengar, not happy with Gengar. I don't recommend drafting it. If you have a different opinion, you just think I suck using it, then that's fair as well. Like, it did decently, like, no, it did bad, 3 and 4, that's not good for a tier 2 mon. But yeah, that's Gengar. That's the one I'm mainly disappointed by. So talking about the mons I had initial at the draft and I dropped that away, let's just get 2 things out of the way. Mega Absol Komala. Mega Absol, I don't have to talk about anything because I dropped it right away. I didn't drop it to any match, so I like Mega Absol a lot, but just with Crocodile already, it fit too many roles and Mega Red just fit better on the team. Then Komala, I had it a lot on my team. Many people were praying for me to bring Komala, but it never really fitted on the team. it has a rapid spinner, it gives the option of air spin, which is nice. It's a wish pass and stuff like that, but it's too slow, auto-physically frail. These are 2 things. If I need this Spadef mon to take on mons, then I'd rather use Delphox or Tapu Fini or like Spadef Lurantis, something like that. But it was never the case that the Komala could shine this mon. Like, no one was like very weak to normal step or something like that. No one was afraid of Hazard Stack versus me too much to the point where I had to bring a Rapid Spinner as well to defogging. So Komala just kind of never fit the team. On paper it's a cool mon, but if you actually have it, it's difficult to make it shine if you have like better options on your team. So yeah, that's what I can say about Komala. Never really used it, but just in team building, it just never really fit the team. Then Shaman, I brought it once, it did very well. I still think Shaman is better than Lurantis, but in the efficiency, like in your what you're paying and what you're getting for, I think Lurantis is better. Like, having Shaman as a tier 3 grass type is very nice, but I think Lurantis is better as a tier 4, since there's so many good monsters tier 3. And yeah, if you can afford it, get Shaman over Lurantis, but if you're just thinking, okay, I need a grass type and there's another one tier 3 I like, get Lurantis over Shaman. There's no hurting in that. That's what I want to say. Shaman is better offensively just because of the speed, but of course it's missing out some of the counter shenanigans and stuff like that. Doesn't have defog, which, like I said, is not a big problem. And yeah, last but not least, we have to talk about Yanmega, and I was so sad that I got rid of Yanmega. Looking back at the season, the main reason I wanted Delphox is because it gave me Fire type and a Fairy Resist. In the end, I didn't really use it as a Fairy Resist, so I guess I could have kept Yanmega and dropped Gengar instead and for Nidoqueen, which, looking back at the season, I rather would have done that. But, like I said, that was still at the beginning of the season, where I still want to try out Gengar, I still want to give it a shot. So, but in the end, I want to say I probably would have rather had Yanmega still over Delphox and then drop Gengar for Nidoqueen. I think overall that would have made my team better. I still would have said Yanmega. Yanmega is still on my list. Yanmega, I brought it to one match, I don't have one time. It's still on my list on monsters I want to use. That's not, you have it just drafting and using the ones doesn't count for basically trying it out. So yeah, that's with Yanmega. Still want to try it out. Didn't saw too much of it. It was nice in one match I brought it, but that's just one match. You can't really tell a lot from that. And yeah, I'm definitely planning on drafting it again if I can. But yeah, these are the ones. A lot of talk already about my draft. Now looking at the initial games, I want to make it quick because we are already 26 minutes. Don't want to make this video too long. So first match was Sunrise Torpedoes. What I remember from that, that was a very kind of smooth game. I benefited a lot from him overflicking one time with my Finny, so I can kill this Mega Houndoom, and that he was fearing the Scarf on Kyurem Black, even though his Intimidate did go for Terravolt. He did caught me off guard with Explosion on this Diancie, and he missed at the end the Stone Edge with Landorus, which didn't matter in the end, but it made Yanmega better. So that's basically my summation of the match. Very smooth game. After that, Tom did go on kind of a roll, winning a lot of matches. So I'm happy he didn't do that in week 1. And yeah, we kind of just won that. Then week 2 versus Joel. Yeah, that's the game where I just have to. That's the game where I applauded Joel. I still have to applaud him because I never thought, like, if you're so long in a league format as I am, I'm doing this for like 2 years now. I want to say like 2.5 years maybe even. So you think you've seen it all. You think you've seen it all, and then he pops up with Nature Power, Mega Venusaur. I saw it for the first time. Like, I follow the league format as well. It's not like that I play myself, but I watch other people play in the format as well in very different leagues. It was the first time I seeing that, so I was happy to see that there's still stuff you can get surprised by. Like, of course, you sometimes get surprised by prep, but that was like I never even thought about that as an option. So that was nice, and of course the triple Scarpass, that just caught me completely off guard, so I lost that game. No real hard beatings there. Then first week versus the with Melon Rotoms, kind of just smooth game as well. I think I got to a roll with Kyurem, or a crit with Kyurem at some point, and his Mega Swampert did underspeed my Kyurem, Scarf Kyurem still in the range. So that's like big things which helped me in that game. And yeah, I think I don't remember too much. Then we got the match with Geo. There, sadly, Tornadus was so close at sweeping the team, and then kind of failed. Since Ditto got the roll with me. I think some people said I should have rested there, but he still had Archeops, and he knew my full set, so he knew I didn't have Sleep Talk, so I would have rested. He would have switched into Archeops, and then he would have killed me, and boom, today sweep gone. So I rather would have gone for the, for the roll right there, because I don't think I would have gotten the opportunity. Of course, I could have switched out with Archeops, but I don't think I would have gotten the opportunity to set up again, seeing that he knows my full set. So I needed +3 or 2 to kill Archeops. So he could have just gone early into Archeops, and then I can't sweep it anymore. So yeah, that's basically the only regret there. But other than that, Tornadus just put in a lot of work, killed the Dugtrio, and then my Gengar and my thing was free up. He did brought the Slurpuff, which was I was very happy about. It was a huge friend with my team. Surprised he didn't brought it, but I guess you don't want to misplay us, so that's the main reason you don't want to bring Brave Jump. But yeah, that's how that match went. Then the first game versus Joey. There, I think, that was where I miscounted Tailwind turns. Yeah, that sucked a lot. I knew it was 4 turns of Tailwind, but I forgot that the turn you set up already counts. That's mainly, I want to say, because of course it does. Of course, it doesn't count in singles because it's set up and it's not like you can do any other move. But if you set it up in doubles, the other mon is actually faster. So that makes sense that turn already counts for your 4 turns of Tailwind. So that's just my bad. I just thought, okay, you have 4 turns, and then I miscounted that, and I still can't say I would have won the game. Like, Scizor was just way too huge of a threat. But if I would have known the tailwind turns beforehand, I definitely still had a shot at winning the game. Let's say it like that. But with me miscounting, it was just GG. Scizor just destroyed me in that game. Scizor overall destroyed my team. And yeah, especially the variant he brought. Like, I had a Spidef Crocodile that couldn't live like life of overheat and stuff like that. So yeah, props to Joey for that. Then the match versus Tup, that was just a very nice game for my Lurantis. Moet he just lost to Lurantis there and did very well with his team and just set up a few superpowers, and yeah, then Blunder couldn't do anything with it anymore. So that was a nice match as well. The one prediction I did with the Shadow Claw versus the Celebi, and then Miguel switching into his Mega Gardevoir. That was very nice. That caught him. Sadly, didn't got the kill, but that brought me very far in the game. But once Mega Gardevoir was gone, Fizz couldn't do anything to me anymore. So yeah, that's how that game ended. Then the match versus Crimson. That was the match where I got the roll with my Cobalion. I'm still salty about that match. I won at 5-0, but so you wouldn't think like why I was salty about that match. So, but I'm not really salty. I'm like mad at myself, salty at myself. If that makes sense, because he did the one play he had to do with SD with Lycanroc. I switched in my Cobalion, wanted to preserve my Manectric, which in general is not a bad play, because Lycanroc was a likely play, but after he got the SD, my correct play would have been 100% switching out into Manectric to get intimidated and then go back into Cobalion. But I didn't do that. He had a very high chance of killing my Cobalion, and then he had a very high chance of sweeping my team as well, since I had to Intimidate Shuffle him with Manectric till my Gengar is out of range of Accelerock. Which, yeah, would have been made this game a lot closer if I managed to win. Or I could have even lost if he like read this at some point, just go second SD. So yeah, I'm still mad at myself for that game. Thankfully, still end up winning. And then the match versus Chip. There he just surprised me with Grassy Sea Slurpuff. I was expecting Belly Drum the whole time. Then it was Grassy Sea Special, and yeah, I lost. Like, I played the late game with Belly Drum Slurpuff in mind. If it would have been Belly Drum, I would have won. If it wasn't Belly Drum, I would not have won. He flinched my Mega Manectric, but then I flinched his Tapu Bulu with my Cobalion. So that was a fun experience, but yeah, that's how that game went. Then the Melbourne Rotoms game. This time it was a bit closer since my Kyurem wasn't scarfed this time, and I couldn't just outspeed everything like Ice Beam. But that was mainly since I expected him this time definitely overspeed with his Mega Swampert. What else did happen in this match? The main MVP was Cobalion, that I want to say as well, since just dealt with his his Katana and stuff like that. Don't remember this match too well. Then we got the match versus Envy. Yeah, and in the end it was a 50-50 if I go into Crocodile or not. I made one misplay with the Sewali Dark once I saw that. The Empoleon definitely surprised me. And he brought a very heat Magnotta as well, but that had dealt very swiftly. The Empoleon definitely could have swept me pretty early if Finny wouldn't have lived that. So yeah, he brought as usual, he brought a lot of heat. And what you have to do, you have to kind of like, he switched his Empoleon into my Kyurem. I should have known Simon was up once that happened. But I kind of just didn't, so yeah, that's where I lost this match. Didn't probably played around the expectation, or it should have thought about some heat coming, and then the 50-50 at the end as well, so that's why I lost that. Then the 2-0 win versus Jolt. That was just, I think, a well-executed match in general. Like I said, Jolt wasn't playing the most serious there. He did a lot of scouting, he said, and stuff like that. I think what happened there, what was a bit annoying, like living, the hit from my Cobalion was annoying. On the other hand, he didn't switch into his Hydreigon at the end to have a higher chance at winning. So that played a little bit in my hand as well. Like, he had to get a flinch to win, so it still had a higher chance of winning, but it helped me as well that he kept his Gardevoir at the end of the round. But yeah, that was that match. Then the last match versus Joey. That was just me not properly basically playing around his Zygarde, hard switching my Lurantis in when I should have just sacked my Delphox. But I still want to keep my Delphox for the other ones, like the Heracross and stuff like that. But yeah, I need a crit to win. I got the crit to win. and I kind of eliminated Joey. I didn't need the win there, but like I said, a lot with recording already. Gonna say it here once again. You have to take these matches to the series, because otherwise it would be unfair for one of them. It'd be unfair for Gio or for Joey if I just take, okay, let's take it easy. I'm already clinched for players. I just bring a fun team. I bring like, I don't know, Choice Specs, Crocodile with Earthhound, Slash Bomb, and all this kind of stuff. Just gonna meme around a bit. Hey. I don't like doing that if the matches still matter, because then it would just be unfair for Gio, which still had a chance of getting a playoff. So I just looked at this game if I still would need to win this for the playoffs, and that's how I took this game. And yeah, ended up winning because of some hacks. So, and that's how the game that's how the game sometimes goes. And yeah, didn't need that hacks. Sadly, I still got kind of a payback in the last match versus Jolt in the round of playoffs. I already talked about it a little bit. Like I said, in the end, I had a high chance of winning. I just had to hit both moves. I still make the misplay and not switching out and going for Psychic, because, like I said, at that point I didn't know the Breloom was bulky. I missed the Zen Headbutt, so I had no idea that this was a bulky Breloom. I just thought, okay, it's just the choice kind of Breloom still, which dodged the Headbutt. So I should have definitely sacked my Tornadus and then go for Psychic, because I think a crit Psychic still could have killed him. And if I needed a crit to kill him there, like, even if I would have known he's Assault Vest, then I knew I would have gotten a crit. And getting a crit with a 100% accurate move is more likely than getting a crit with a, like, not likely hit move, or not as likely to hit move as in Fire Blast. So that was definitely a misplay on my part, which, for better or worse, didn't matter at all, since he would have lived both, barring crit. But, yeah, that is definitely still a misplay on my part. A bit unfortunate as well. Like I said, I got some other hacks in my favor as well in that match. So, yeah, I'm not too mad about it. It's annoying. Like, in the match, I was definitely very annoyed by it. Then I missed the headbutt, and then I missed the Fire Blast. But then after we talked a bit about it, and I found out that he has a, he was Assault Test and all this good stuff, and like, I didn't got screwed 2 times, only got screwed 1 time. So that's how it goes sometimes. But yeah, like I said, overall in the season, I want to say I would overall got more lucky. Like versus Joey, I got the crit. Versus Crimson, I got the roll. And then in other matches, it was kind of even, I want to say. And yeah, then I got hacks in the playoffs match. So, of course, just annoying when it happened there. But yeah, what can you do? It's a game we play. We focus on next season. But yeah, these are all the matches. Now, actually looking at the questions I got. So let's look at some questions. Keeper Lyris wants to know, are you sad about how the real BBB performed this season? And yeah, honestly, I'm going to say, I don't follow soccer as much anymore. So I know how they did. I don't watch all the matches. I usually just watch how they ended. And yeah, I mean, it's bad. Of course, you have to be a fan of something. If you're a fan for so long for a team, you always care about them a little bit, but it's not like I care really how they do. So they still did well enough. As long as they are in the top half of the season, I'm always not gonna be mad at them. But yeah, next season they're gonna perform well. So that's my answer to that. Were you happy with the mons you drafted? Okay, I want to say I kind of already answered. I was happy with everything, barring Gengar. I would have had Nidoqueen there, and I would have rather kept Yanmega. So what would you have changed? Okay, I just answered that. Why don't you play like Smogon tournaments? Because I don't like Smogon tournaments because I don't like Smogon as much as draft format. I just love the draft format. That's why I play tournaments there. And Smogon, I play a little bit on the ladder here and there. Mostly if I want to record, I create a cool team or find a cool team, I just play a little bit of that and then I record a team. It's not like I go regularly on the ladder just to get my points or something like that. So I don't really care about Smogon that much, or Smogon tournaments, that is. Like, the format I like a lot. I like the idea of Smogon, what they're doing. I appreciate what they're doing for Pokemon, stuff like that, for the singles format in general. But not like I care too much about getting a trophy on Smogon, because I'm not a big Smogon guy. I don't even have a Smogon profile, I think, on the forums or something like that. So yeah, if you were in my position, what question would you ask yourself? I don't know. What would I? That's a weird question. What would I like? It's difficult because I am me, and like I know everything about me already. So what would I want to know about myself the most if I wouldn't know everything already about me? I don't know how old I am. How old I am. Okay, how old I am, you can make a guess. I'm actually rather old for the community, I want to say. I'm 26 currently, so yeah, let's see how long I can keep up this still. Okay, let's see. Blah blah blah, no question. Blah 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 blah, no question. Blah blah blah. I'm just scrolling for the comments right here. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, that I just answered. Blah blah was a misplay on my part. So many games. Blah blah blah. Oh no, it's not loading. No. No, do I have to? It seems I have to reload this. So that I might just cut this video here because the other comments are not loading. So yeah, you can. Oh wait, you have a question right here. Blah blah. Ah, here. Question for the recap. Out of the monsters used on the roster season, which has you impressed the most and which one let you down the most? Impressed the most, Lurantis. Oh damn, I can see. Okay, I will cut the video. Impressed the most, Lurantis. Disappointed the most, Gengar. There we go, we cut the video. Okay, here we are back. My internet just cut out for some reason, and yeah, I could load the comments again. So now, right now, the next question was Parksy wants to know. Question week: what was your hardest team to prep for and why? Oof, I want to say the hardest team to prep for. I want to say it was Joey's team and the Bronx Beartics, because just for once the Leather was in general just a huge threat with me, and he has a lot of different mons he could bring with me. Like I said last time, I like the second match, for example, I didn't bring Mega Manectric because he had Spadef Rhydon, which is a dead check to that. But then he didn't end up bringing the Rhydon. And since that's just one thing, for example, which Rhydon just checks my Mega Manectric, so I didn't bring it. He doesn't bring Rhydon, so Mega Manectric would have been great. And then the problem is his free prime setup mon core with Mega Gyarados, which doesn't have a Mega Evolve, so it's basically typing wise 2 mons. Then we got Zygarde, 50%, and the Necrozma. These, just having that with like so different typings like Psychic, then you have Ground Dragon, and then you have like Water Flying and Water Dark. So one is 4 times weak to Electric, one is immune to that, the Zygarde. One is 4 times weak to Ice, one mon resists that. One mon is weak to Dark, one mon resists that out of that. One mon is weak to Ghost, the other one resists that out of that. Then two mons are weak to Bug, and one mon resists that, being Gyarados before it Mega Evolves. Then Gyarados before it Mega Evolves is weak to Rock, Zygarde resists that. Just this typing mix, I want to say, makes it so difficult to bring a choice mon versus him, because it basically doesn't matter what you lock yourself in. Something can set up from that. Some mon of that will be able to set up. The only mon which doesn't really do that is like Fairy, I want to say, because that hits 2 of the theoretically 4 super effectively. That's why I was able to bring a Choice Scarf thingy, but any other choice I could have brought, a Crocodile, locked into Knockoff or Earthquake, Gyarados sets up an any variant. Then Scarf, I don't know, Cobalion, like Close Combat, Necrozma sets up, or Gyarados before Mega sets up, with Ironhead, any Gyarados sets up. Then Scarf, Gengar, locked into Shadow Ball, Gyarados sets up, locked into Sludge Wave, Zygarde sets up. So that's just made it so difficult to bring a choice mon versus him. Like the choice makes a choice Scarf. Choice Scarf, of course, being the premier variant, because one big way of checking setup is having a choice Scarf, which is fastest after the setup even. So like I said, he's the Dragon Dance Gyarados. He is +1. I bring in my choice Scarf Gengar. I click Thunderbolt Energy Ball, I kill him. Then he just brings the Zygarde and sets up again. And since he knows I'm locked into Energy Ball and Thunderbolt, and I switch out to something which can deal with that, and then I have to basically still have the coverage to OHKO a Zygarde at full health, and it was a pain to prepare for that. So I want to say it was Joey and the Bronx Beartics. Then we got another question right here. Also, okay, I'd like to know, how did you get into the GBA? That was in season 5. The process of getting GBA was different right now. Like once I joined GBA, the coach, like they have an actual vote with all the coaches. Like people make suggestions and then we vote all of them, and boom, that's how we get in. So and back then, I think the process wasn't as elaborate there. Just kind of people thought this could be cool, add something else against that. No, okay, he's in. And that's kind of like they had someone else in mind before, but he declined. So they still had a spot open, and then I was friends. Back in the day, I was good. Or I'm still friends with them, but back in the day, I was friends with Gerbs, John, Pokemon, and Miguel, Mega Mogwai. And I don't know who of the three. One of the three suggested me. 2 said, yeah, he's a cool guy. I said, okay, let's ask him. He asked me, and I got in. And it's actually that was an insanely great moment for me. It was like, I wasn't even the big subscriber. Like, I never would have guessed that I would have made the GBA at that point. So I was very happy once they, we still used Skype back in the day then. And they, Skype called me, and John just asked me, hey, do you have a moment for a Skype call? And then a Skype call, all 3 were in, they revealed the information, and yeah, I was a bit hype after that, as you can imagine. But yeah, the funny fact was actually I applied for the D-League season before, and I didn't make it in, and then for some reason I got in there. So yeah, that's how I got end up. I just I just whoever declined there, I'm happy he declined, and then I got suggested at the right time from some of them, and no one had something against that, and boom, I'm in. That's how it worked. If you want to now get into the league, I think the best way to get into the main GBA is through the D League. I want to say, like, for all people out there, the D League is better, like for all people overall. I want to say, get into the D League, then you have the highest chances of eventually, maybe not right after the D League season you're in, but overall you're on the radar, I want to say, and then you have a high likelihood of getting suggested, and then eventually even getting voted in. So that's my advice to you guys. Of course, I think the deadline for this season of D League is over, but there's always next season. Then let's see. No more spoilers. Made comments. Blah blah. Susan. Blah blah. Crazy guys. After GBA man. Fish free sucks. Blah blah. Thing upset. Crazy game. Spoilers. We don't see. We're playing. Still very well. Here we go. As for my questions, I noticed you didn't use Z moves that often this season. Do you have any regrets in not making Kieran be a Z user? So, in retrospect, yes, just because Z Gengar. I didn't like Gengar at all. So having Z Gengar made no difference to me than having a regular Gengar. It was bad in both scenarios. So the only other Z mover I had, basically only Z mover I had, which I was happy about, was Z Delphox, and Z Kyurem is definitely better than Z Delphox. I would say that. I don't think that was the wrong choice back in the day, because I still think that 2 good Z users are better than 1, and then I would have had Z Garbodor, which, I mean, I brought Garbodor once, and I definitely wouldn't have had a Z Garbodor versus Chimp, so that would have never happened. So Z Kyurem is definitely a great choice, but I still think having 2 Z users is better than having 1 better Z user than 2 of them. But in the end, I think I would have rather preferred having either only Kyurem or, for example, I don't know, Tornadus and Cobalion than having Yanmega and Gengar or Delphox and Gengar. So yeah, that's like my Z regret. Because Gengar just, meh, not a fan. So next, use Sakurai and Garbage Pile in opportunity. Is there any equal value Pokemon you would have drafted instead? So something I would have drafted instead, Garbodor. In tier 5. I don't actually know what was left in tier 5, so I don't think so. Because when I looked at tier 5, there were not a lot of mons on my list I wanted. I think Garbodor was already set. I think if I wouldn't have gotten in my last few rounds were Gengar, Garbodor, and Komala? No, not Komala. No, it was Komala. Yeah, it was Komala. So I think if I wouldn't have gotten Komala, I would have gone for a Rapid Spinner in the lower tiers. What are Rapid Spinners in the lower tiers? Like, of course, you have the NFE ones. And I think Claydol was actually an option for me there. I think Garbodor is better than Claydol. So yeah, there's not really anything I wanted to have in hindsight. Your tier 5 mon, like even in past season, my tier 5 mon didn't show up to a lot of matches. Maybe 2 matches, so that's 1 match more than Garbodor, but I'm still happy with what Garbodor did. So yeah, let's keep scrolling. Oh, we are at the bottom. Blah blah, my house is broken, blah blah. Okay, yeah, that's all the questions. So yeah, thank you of course for all the comments. Like I said, I don't think this is the video where I got the most comments, and like I said, not even all of them were questions. So I'm of course happy for all the support from all of you guys. So that's how I'm gonna end the season as well. Thanking you guys for the continued support. There were a lot of familiar faces from past season which still support me to this day. For these people, I'm of course very thankful, and of course a lot of people who joined the Dawn Fan quote-unquote family. I don't have a word, like I don't have the LC squad or whatever you call it, something like that. And if you have something, let me know in the comments. Do you want to be called something like my subscribers? I just call you for the most part. Should I call you the, I don't know, the El Scizor squad, the El Scizor army, the El Friendos, whatever. If you have an idea, if you have an idea, let me know in the comments, but I don't really mind. I don't really care. If you want to have a name, you can have one. If you don't want to, that's fine as well. But yeah, that's all from this video. Like I said, overall, like the regular season, I'm very happy with. Just the playoff were annoying. The regular season was good, and then playoffs, we have to work on that part. But yeah, that's the overall view of the season. Yeah, I already asked what your favorite moment is. Just, if you enjoyed the season, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, you know the deal. Be excited for more Draft League content. Of course, the next season of GBA is a lot away. We have the G League first, and then the next season to start. But there will still be league content up from my channel, so you don't have to worry about that. The announcements that are coming later. But yeah, that's all from me. I will see you another time. Ciao.